Pedro from A&P-REACTS. I'm here today with Michael of Artillery to talk about 10, out May 7th on Metal Blade Records. How are you doing?
I'm doing very fine. Looking forward to hear what people think about our new album, so that's cool.
It's exciting times. I mean, the record is around the corner, so pretty soon you're going to hear exactly what fans are thinking about it.
Yeah, of course, that's always the most important, what fans, if they like it or not. So yeah, we're looking forward to that, definitely.
So let's start off with that. So 10 albums, 35 years, that's a lot of, it's a long body of work. What do you attribute to that longevity of the band?
You see, if people told me back in 1982 that I will make 10 albums played in 65 countries, I would have laughed and said, yeah, you're kidding me. I don't believe that, But now I'm really proud that we succeeded in doing that, And as you said, it's been a hard work, of course, but it's also been very fun and a lot of great things, seeing a lot of countries, making a lot of songs. That's cool, you can have a better life, in my opinion. Of course, Corona have got that shit on it, but otherwise, it's some of the best things you can do, in my opinion, play music.
In the time that you guys have been around, you've seen bands come and bands go, but you guys have managed to always put out records, always work well together, and still have the sound of Ulteriorly coming out now in the 10th album. Is it the friendship that you guys have that allows you guys to still continue to move forward? Well, what's the secret ingredient?
Yeah, the secret is, of course, you have a great time together, and you like to tour and have a great time there, because if you don't have that, you can't do that. In the old days, we have two ways to go in the band. Someone really want to play live, and someone didn't want to play live, So it was really difficult after Brian Harrison to make it work, But since we reunited in 2007, we really got back to the shit and go out to play now. And that's most important for me, to see the fans, to get the support from the fans, because without them, you can't play your music. So it's very important.
Yeah, that face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the most important. One thing is to listen to the record at home, but the other thing is to see you guys playing it in person.
And the same for us musicians, we've been so long, so we have been playing in some different places like China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Peru, Bolivia, Costa Rica, Georgia, Russia, United States, Canada, you name it. So we are very lucky. We have tried so many countries, and it's the same all over you playing, The metal fans are always the best people, the best supporters, and people who really want to hear the music, and that's really important for me and the band.
When you look at this record, what do you think this album has that it's different from the previous 9 records?
I think on this album we have a bit of songs a bit more aggressive in our maybe 2 or 3 last albums, but it also have some dynamics in the thing, and the production is one of the best productions we ever have on an Artillery album. And I also think on the way songwriting, because Frank, the new guitar player, has also contributed to things that had made us, think about some different things also. And I think we have some new elements in the songs, like, for example, In Your Mind, things we didn't play at that way normally. And The Ghost of Me is also a bit different from the other songs. So we try to also keep some small difference in it, but still keep our roots, as much as we can. And the combination of aggressive riffing and melodic singing and harmonies and singing guitars, that's the most important things for us to make a song.
How is the creative process behind this album or behind an album in general for you guys? Do you guys have like specific roles that you take, or it's kind of like more coming together into a jam session and kind of working out the songs that way?
So on this album has been a bit different, because we lost my brother for 2 years ago, when he and me were very much together at one point. But and this album it's been much like some come up with an idea, and we make it that sometimes with me and Josh, for example, which I had a song, we go to the rehearsal room and try that out. And but all in all, is in the studio we find all the arrangements and the way of singing and stuff like that is really supports you and cooperating with each other.
Listen to the album. The first thing that I noticed is that the record had this old school structure to it. You have side A, side B. In the middle, you have a song that's a little bit more
Yeah.
melodic, like a ballad, if you will. I hate calling it that, but something along those lines, more of a ballad style. Do you feel like this approach of creating that old school style of side A and side B fits perfect with the sound that you guys created for the record?
I think, one of my favorite albums, for example, was Master Puppets of Metallica. Yeah, it's have that kind of variation in the song structure and songs, because there's some really fast songs, there's some in ballad songs, there's some mid-tempo songs, and it all compared to be a very united, very, very good. And I want to play music as that, if I can, to make the listeners all the time interesting and say, "Oh, what's happening now?" Instead of you play 10 fast songs or you play 10 ballet songs, in my opinion, and that's why we try to create in Untitled, also because we have a melodic singer, so we try to use that in the songs.
The next question I had for you is, thinking about that structure, that style, that Master of Puppets approach that you try to incorporate. How much time and effort do you guys put into the track listing for the record? Is it something that you want to spend some time to make sure it's right?
Yeah, I think it's very important which way you take the songs. You always like to start with some fast songs, have a mid-tempo song and maybe a fast song again, or then some different things. Ended up we'll have some fast songs also, because and of course it's always difficult to do exactly what you really want, but I think this album is close to that.
We're dealing with some technical difficulties, but you're trying to find the perfect spot. You're trying to find that just that perfect spot for yourself. The next question that I have for you is, when you look at the soundscape on this album, do you feel like this is a more modern sounding record, or does this still have a lot of old school elements to it?
I really think that's a combination, because of course the new technique and stuff like that gonna always get the music to sound a bit more modern, but I still think we have those really old school things in our music, so we can hide it, so it's still there, and I think that's a good combination, because of course you should get the best sound you can get, but also we're very faithful to what you believe in, and the songs you think you want to do, so yeah, I think we have a good old school feeling in that.
I love, by the way, I love the drums on this record. I thought the drums, they were so powerful. They had so much strength. They created a very strong foundation for everything else that you guys did on the album. Did anything change from the previous record to this record as far as the drums are concerned?
Yeah, I think, as I said, we got the best production since Sean Anderson has made the last 6 records for us, And I think the drumming on this, we really worked hard on the drums on this album, so it was really cool. And Josh is a very great drummer, so he loved that sound too. So yeah, it had a bit of old school in it also, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'm glad to say that.
I felt that as well. And from your perspective, how much of a game plan do you have coming in as far as what you want out of the guitars? Do you think well ahead of time, you prepare, or you allow yourself to be a little bit more organic once you enter the studio?
We always have a very easy time in the studio, because Søren, the producer, is a very famous guitar player here in Denmark too, and will do a lot of things. And he used to play with, Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple. So he really knows when I say to him, I want a guitar sound like that, and he just take the pull and pull the trigger, and then it works, So it's really cool to have him to make the guitar. He's a very good guy and very, very good.
And who should I congratulate for the great solos on this album?
Yes, we both play solos on this album, So, but yeah, I hope just you like it. So it's cool.
Yeah, the solos were on this album. If there's one thing you can take away from the overall guitar sound, is how cool every solo on this album is. It's just like so much energy in those guitar solos. I just absolutely was almost like every track I was waiting for the solo, because I knew I was going to be blown away by how good the solos was.
Thank you very much. That's very good to hear. That's very, very good to hear from a guitar player. So yeah. Of course, we work. I think we worked hard on it, and I always try to really put my deepest feeling in a solo. Because for me, it's also what I listen to. My old guitar heroes like Michael Schenker, Richie Blackmore, Tony Iommi really put that in my start to play. And I really try to keep that power and dynamic they have in it. So I'm very glad to say that.
Was there a song on this album that created some headaches for you? Maybe gave you some gray hairs?
As a solo-wise? Or
solo-wise in general, in terms of guitar playing, was there a song that was a little bit more difficult for you to get to where you wanted?
The last song we did was The Eternal Night, and that song was just finished just 2 days before the studio. So we worked a bit harder on that to make that really sound what we wanted. So both the singing and the way the drums should be totally was working a bit hard working on that. So yeah, but I think it ended up as we wanted it. So yeah, but that song I think it used most time on.
Do you have a favorite track on this record? Is that one that's a little bit special to you?
No, but it's changing all the time. It's always like that.
Every time you listen to the album, changes.
Yeah. A new album. I think people have told me many different songs they want. They think was the best song, and it's really different songs, And I think it's cool that, because if it's only one song, they always say it's gonna be a big problem, If do they like all of the rest of the album? So, but I think at the moment, of course, is our video without now Turn on the Rage, because you hear so much and you get a lot of response on that right now, But I'm waiting to see. The next video will be on 7th of May, the same day the album comes out. The song In Your Mind. I'm very, very curious to see what people think about that. So
that's one of my favorite songs on the album, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Then you can look forward to the video.
Well, I'm looking forward to the video now. I can look forward to the video. I have one last question for you. I know you're excited. The album is around the corner, May 7th. I mean, you're gonna sleep and you're gonna blink, and the album is out. What do you hope fans get out of this album? What is your hope from a fan's perspective?
I hope they will say Artillery. You can always count on Artillery. You can always believe that try to do their best and make the songs we want to hear, And that's my biggest hope, And of course, I also hope they can see the variation and the album and will say to us that I'm really glad you did so many different songs, but you still have the Artillery, strategy in it, and the riffs and the hook lines as you used to. I hope they will say that.
Well, on that note, I want to thank you very much, Michaels, for your time. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today about the record. 10 out May 7th on Metal Blade Records. Thank you once again. All the best. And I know you're looking forward to that release date, so enjoy it.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the support. And take care in Canada.
Take care. See ya.
Bye-bye.